Okay, so if you successfully pass the phone screen, we will set up an in-person interview. I love talking about this piece because this is the piece where everybody makes all their mistakes. You could start a company that could train people on how to properly prepare for the interview process. So some of the places where I see people make mistakes is you need to do as much research as possible before you step foot into the office. So that includes, if we don't provide you a full list of who you're meeting with, ask, oh, I'm coming in from 10 to 2. Can you tell me exactly who I'll be meeting with and in exactly what order, recognizing that it could change? Because that's going to be part of your research process. Ask the directions to the office. How do I get there? Ask, what should I wear? Because you might think the audio industry is casual, so I can show up in jeans and sneakers. That's not necessarily the case. I went to Babson. I have a traditional business background. Even if I work at a company that has an environment that's jeans and t-shirts and flip-flops every day, I don't want to see you coming in for an interview dressed like that. I still want to see a professional appearance. But you can ask, and we might say, you don't need to have a full 3-piece suit, but I want to see you in a button-down shirt and nice dress pants. So we'll tell you what to do, but you have to be smart enough to ask as part of your preparation process. So preparation and professionalism are the 2 key words. So you're being told that you have to come in for the interview. You need to know what it is that you're going to wear. You need to think about what else you're going to be bringing in with you. So for ladies, I don't want to see you having 3 different bags and a bag. I've seen people come in with like a Stop and Shop plastic bag with their shoes because they commuted into the city, and then have their sneakers in one bag, and I can see the Stop and Shop plastic bag with the sneakers, and then they've changed into the shoes. You need to be smart about how it is that you're coming in, and I recommend 1 small bag if you need it, and a Padfolio. You can buy a cheap one at Target or CVS. So all the information that you brought as part of your preparation is prepared in a professional kind of a way. So think about that presentation. In terms of getting to the office, take the time to do the route the day before so you're not confused. Like our garage at Kendall Square is very confusing, and I couldn't find it the first 2 times that I went there, but since I left an extra hour, I had plenty of time to find the parking, find where the building was. If you're doing it the right way, you should be at least a half an hour early and need to find a coffee shop, or better yet, sit in your car and practice something I'm going to talk about a little bit later. So we've had people that have said, oh my God, I'm late. I'm sorry, there was traffic. That's never an excuse that I want to hear. Never be late for an interview. Leave at least an extra hour beyond the normal time that you would allocate to get there, because so many things could happen. The next piece, doing your research. The reason you want to ask who is interviewing you is you want to stalk them on LinkedIn. See if you have anything in common. What if they went to the same school you went to? What if they have common interests as you? That's going to help you connect to them when you're meeting with them. You need to research the company and print out these things and put them in your Padfolio. You don't have to memorize things. Print out the LinkedIn profiles. Print out the About Us section of the company. Print out financial information about the company if you can find it. Print out the core values. Print out anything you can find to show that you've done your research about the people you're meeting and about the company. I do have advice for people who have more of an introverted nature. It should feel uncomfortable, the interview process. It's not a bad thing if you're someone who takes time to warm up to people. That's just who you are, and that's nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed about. But it should feel awkward. You know you're doing the right thing if it feels a little bit awkward, if that's not something that's natural to you. Because if you don't allow us to get to know you a little bit, then we don't know if you're going to be the right fit for the organization. Now, of course, this is an area that I've studied extensively. So I personally am able to recognize if someone has more of an introverted nature, and I train my managers to know not to hire everyone who's exactly like you. So if you're a bubbly personality like me, you can't always hire other bubbly people. That's not how you create good teams. But I don't know that every HR professional trains their managers to understand that some people might come in and be a little bit more shy, and that means we just have to dig under the hood. It doesn't mean that we just push them away. But if you're a more introverted person, try to make it easier for us. Smiling, firm handshake, eye contact, and opening up when we ask you a question. And that's why I said to prepare the answers to the questions, because if you're more introverted, then you can practice and almost have a script but I don't want to hear a one-word answer because it's hard for you to talk. So if it's hard for you to emote in an improv fashion, that's okay. Take the time to prepare the answers to questions you think people will ask, and do your best to show as much of your expressive energy as possible. And if you're introverted, know that it should feel uncomfortable. And if it does, then you're kind of doing a good job. And then you can leave and go take a bunch of time to be by yourself to re-energize after, your energy being drained from having a 4 or 5 hour interview. But there's nothing wrong with being shy or introverted. It's just having the awareness to know and assess the situation and to understand what do you have to do to be successful in this situation.